Hello everybody, Retro Beard here. Hope everybody's doing well on this fine day. It's Wednesday afternoon here. Before I get started, I just want to say if you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell, leave me a comment and all that good stuff. Much appreciated, thank you. For today, I'm not sure what I'll put on. I thought I'd start with part 3 of this rare replay collection, because there's a couple of games left to try, and then we can shelve that one for now, unless people really want it, of course. I like to make everybody happy. I think there's the RC games left, not a lot else. Been quite a journey on this game, really. I hope everybody is well and happy and having a good day. And all this rubbish that's going on right now hasn't affected you personally. And what's going on? Oh, I don't want galleries. No galleries. Don't have the patience. Show me the games. Done, done, done. Done, I think. Have we done that one? Have a quick look. I've had fun on this, but that looks like a Sinclair Spectrum game, yet I don't recall it. Which means I either didn't play it, or for whatever reason it didn't stick with me. It certainly looks very Spectrum-y in the font and the graphics, and I wish it said on there what platform it originated on. Unless it doesn't, I'm being dozy. Gunfright. But no, it doesn't. I'll have to read about that one if I can remember. 1 to 2 players, 1 controls. In other words, you take turns. I love the old-fashioned 2-player, you just take turns. Yeah, it certainly looks like a Spectrum game. Well, they don't sound like a Spectrum game. I'll have to do my research. Oh, I've got an achievement just for switching a game on. See, we had first-person perspective shooting games. This is how Doom began. Now this looks and feels very Spectrum-y. Sounds it. I hope you're supposed to kill everyone. I think I'm just killing innocent people. What about this little... Maybe I shouldn't shoot the lass. That's not a lass, that's got a ghoul face. Fine, I'm being fine, am I? Am I doing this right? I love how these games have no instructions, no intuitiveness, nothing. Oh. But touching him still kills me. I've got no more bullets. This is just like the Wild West. I've got a building to go into, but there's no functionality to the... Oh, it keeps jumping. Does touching her kill me? I do like the it kills me still. I do like the graphics, the 3D isometric graphics. Hello, Cauldron. Yes, no bullets. So now I'm defenseless. But it says I've got bullets 10. Oh, they're $10. So how do I buy them? How do I earn dollars? I've got no dollarage, so I'm stuffed. Wow. This game is like an open world game. Money! I've got bullets. Now I'm the law. I've got to find bags of gold. Let's kill her, because when you touch me, I die. In my system of law, there are no innocents. Money, money, money. Ah. Load that gun up. Or not. Oops, I shouldn't waste my bullets. I'm on a horse. Look at this horse. It's just my leg sticking through a horse's body. Da-na-na-na-na-na. What a game. So basically you've got to like mass murder everybody in the world. Where's my horse gone? Wow. It's a hard life. Going to this saloon. Or not. This is a tough town. Hello there. How you doing? Oh, killed in close combat by a lady with a dress on. Funny how they touch me and I die instantly. If I touch them, I die. It's a little bit biased, isn't it? Oh, I see. I get these to pay for bullets. In that case, I will be much more vigorous in my first-person perspective action. This game is really ahead of its time. Sadly, it's aged terribly. But in the time, I bet this was mind-blowing with these graphics and with the first-person shooting system. Imagine that with a light gun. God, if I could play as well as I could talk, that'd be amazing. I've resurrected in my hat. I'm going into this town. Oh! Yeah, you never got me that time, you lawbreaker. I'm an amazing shot when I hit. I'm after you, lady. I'm the law. Yeah. Let me into this. No, I still can't go to the saloon. I keep nearly saying salon, but that's where you get your hair done, isn't it? Your hairdress. Yeah. I bet this game has made people wish they had a specky because it's just so advanced. An open world game with 3D graphics. First person shooting scenes. What more do you need? Name it controls like a beep. I feel like I'm missing out on the point in this game. Like there's probably more to it. and just mass murdering the citizens, you know. It's so good, I've forgotten the name. Gunfight. Not a game from my past, or at least I don't remember it to be, but when this came out, I'd probably been too young to understand it, I imagine. But I'll have to check if it's a Spectrum game, but it feels like one. It's either that, or it's a terribly underutilised Amstrad CPC game or something. Sometimes Amstrad CPC's got made lazy, and they were... But it seems more like a Specky game. And I really am in awe over the technical achievement of it and the pioneering gameplay, but you know more than me, so it's definitely a Spectrum game then. I'm fairly sure we didn't have this one. Even the cactus kills me. Am I playing it incorrectly, Cauldron? Are you supposed to just walk around murdering everyone? Whew, well, awesome game for what it is, but it don't really have much replayability for this day and age. So it's good for a little nostalgic burst, I suppose, if you've got nostalgia. I think I'll put that one to bed. I liked it though, it didn't make me angry at least, or upset. What's next? I got to ride the horse at least. I can't even read that. Slalom. Slalom? I don't know. Slalom. Schlom. What the heck? Description. Speed down the snowy slopes and beat your rivals to finish. Is this a Specky game? Background graphics look too good for the Specky. Is this an NES game? That could be an NES game, it looks a bit NES-y. Wow, I'm so sad I get achievements just for switching a game on. Slalom. This must be an NES game. How do you steer? I can't steer. What's happened? Oh, was that the demo? I panicked then. This sprite scaling. Is this NES, Cauldron? It looks NES-y with the flickering sprites and the colours. This has got better sprite scaling than Afterburner's got. These graphics are far too exotic for my tastes. We never had this many colours on screen. ZX Spectrum was... The only reason I could say you missed out on the ZX Spectrum was thousands of cheap games. Dirt cheap. But in terms of technical prowess, an NES or a Master System or a Commodore 64 or anything like that left it in the dirt. But for simple, cheap fun with games that were really creative, the Specky is there. For this game, it looks better than anything the Specky could ever do, but its playability is nothing special. But technically, yeah, if this wasn't the Specky, I'd have been having it. My eyes would have burst out. This isn't as good as Horace Goes Skiing. Now that was a games game. I admire the sprite scaling in this though, it's quite impressive for software scaling. Woo! Hello, Joshua Sturt. Excuse me. I was reading and playing. I'm not very good at multitasking. This game is actually better than I thought it would be. I thought it was one of them games I was going to switch on and off again. Now, I'm not a fan of this game and I'd never want to play it myself, but it's better if... thank you. Sorry to ask you, but your NES knowledge leaves mine the dirt because I was only minimally exposed to the NES. We had them in the shops and they were overpriced compared to what we could have. I did used to look at... We used to have a shop called Dixon's that doesn't really exist anymore, and we used to have an NES in there with Mario, Super Mario Brothers, and yeah, I used to drool at it, I won't lie. But then they had the Philips CDI in there, and I didn't even look at the NES because the Philips CDI was the first glimpse into the future of gaming because it was the first CD-based games console I ever seen. Like, it was like 600, 700 pounds. Yes, I know gaming was a bit harder in Russia. Although Russians have programmed some of the best Spectrum games technically ever made. Donkey Kong 64. I can't get that on the stream just yet, but any day now I will. I'm just, because I'm fairly new at this streaming malarkey, I'm just setting up everything. So at the minute I've been depending on my Xbox and my my decent sized library on it, but once my new hardware arrives then I'll pretty much have every game on every console that's ever been invented, or eventually I will anyway, so I can't do Donkey Kong 64 today, but it is definitely a work in progress. I know it helps to have any game anybody wants. Mickey Speedway, is it? Don't think I played that one, I'll have to look it up. Is it a platforming game? Favourite game ever? Wow. Tough questions. Depends what mood I'm in. I've probably got about 20 favourite games ever. Tetris is a masterpiece. I still play that on the Game Boy about once a month. And I spend about half an hour on one go. I love Tetris. Music as well. Oh, playing Link Up Tetris on two Game Boys, that was my childhood. I mean, see, for me, because I've got nostalgia tinted goggles, it's like it's a racing game, is it? Mickey Speedway. I have to check that one out. Once my hardware arrives, I'll test that, and hopefully my hardware can run it, because N64 is difficult to emulate. But if it comes to it, I'll buy either an RGB modded N64 or something, and play it on real hardware if I have to. Or I could play it hooked up to something like a RetroTink, which would make it HDMI, and then plug it into my capture card. That would probably work, wouldn't it? I think it would work anyway. So if I can't emulate these games, I will play them on real hardware, but obviously Rome wasn't built in a day, so hopefully I can run it on my emulation solution. Get this off. Now what am I doing? Oh, get me off. Are you sure you want to leave? I've never been so sure. This collection has been fantastic value. I recommend the Rare Replay collection to anybody who likes retro games. Here we go, there we go. Resident Evil. I played that on the PlayStation 1 when it was first released in the dark. And I about jumped out of my skin. I love the collection, but I do need to play some more of it. I've not played it properly in a long time. I don't have a real N64 currently, no, sorry. I used to have everything pretty much. The collection I had growing up, combined with what my family had, we by today's standards, we'd have been millionaires. But I got rid of it all when retro gaming was worthless. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. When retro gaming was worthless and I had too much clutter. And a few years later, when I got closer to you know, being a bit older, I regretted it and I started rebuilding my collection. So yeah, I've got an emulation solution coming along, but I do need to get a real N64. But first of all, I want to get a real Sega Saturn, because I've got a ton of great Saturn classics that are worth a lot of money that we managed to keep in the family, and I want to get them on, like Guardian Heroes and stuff. Oh wow, Cauldron. I bet that was epic. Autosave, this game seems to know me. Tetris will never get old. It'll never be a bad game. I don't want to learn all this stuff. Oh, this is a nice port. Oh, it's a bit slidey. I suppose it's meant to be. Oh, God. Wow. These controls. I don't know if it's better on an NES controller. On the Xbox controller, it's a bit rough. I suppose playing games that weren't analog on an analog. Maybe I'll try the D-pad, see if that's easier. Oh, the Xbox D-pad's rank. Right. Yeah, it's a bit better. Nice being last. Go away, I don't want to be last. Third. Yes! Yeah, I look forward to getting N64 going. Yeah, this game is quite good, and I can tell that. I know some of it's me, but the Xbox analog controller doesn't help. Oh, you see that lovely NES sprite flicker? Oh, I don't know why I was staring that way for. I'm not that great at driving games anyway. You may notice I'm mainly good at RPGs and fighting games. Everything else, I'm a bit ropey at. Second. It's simple, it's quality, it's fun, and it's fast. I do like it. In the day, I would have loved this. But let's all agree on something, or hopefully we can. Rock and Roll Racing is an amazing game. What games do I want for the N64? Well, there's the obvious ones like Mario. Sorry, I was just, my brain was multitasking there. All the the Mario 64. The Donkey Kong, I can't remember the name, but the Donkey Kong racing game was awesome. Diddy Kong Racer, whatever it's called. I want, obviously, GoldenEye, you know, all the cliche ones. You see, Doom 64, heck yes. I wasn't a massive N64 player in the day. I sort of dipped into the library, so some of what I'll be doing with it will actually be me experiencing stuff for the first time or refreshing myself. Obviously Mario Kart goes without saying. But yeah, most of all it'll be the famous games, and I'll start to dip into the more obscure games. I'm not a massive N64 person. See, my favourite system ever is the PlayStation 1. And my second is the Panasonic 3DO. 3DO is one of the most underestimated, underappreciated games consoles I've ever known. It deserves justice, and I'm going to bring it justice on this channel. Oh god, I'm like my driving's not bringing any justice, is it? My brain's not really good at multitasking. I'll get better. This game is really good. Come on. I love those power boosts. This is like Rock and Roll Racing for juniors. Yeah, I suck, but I am talking as well and I'm new to it. I like this game. Here we go. Oh, out. Ugh. Hey, don't help that I'm not actually a great driving game player. But it's the fun that counts. I don't position myself to claim to be a pro gamer, because I am not a pro gamer. I'm just your average Joe who's got a lot of retro gaming history and memories and stuff. I'm like the Indiana Jones of the retro gaming world. Except that I don't carry a whip on me. I got in trouble for that, so I had to stop. You know, yeah, little radio controlled ones, aren't they? I used to love my radio controlled car when I was a kid in the 80s. You know what I had? I had Knight Rider with a little red flashing light at the front. I used to love my Knight Rider. It was awesome. About the sequel. Is the sequel even better? I was right, there is a sequel. Oh, I thought it was a sequel. Cobra Triangle played that stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought there was a sequel of it on here. Oh, there is a sequel. Thank God I'm not hallucinating. I'll go to Battletoads first. Battletoads, I know it's a beloved game, but it's not one I played much of. At this time, I was mainly on my Sega Mega Drive living the dream. Or Genesis. Yeah, the only problem was back then we never had rechargeable batteries, very common over here. So I was having half an hour of play, then it run out and I had to wait about 2 weeks for batteries. And that is a nice graphical effect. This is an NES game, isn't it? These were kind of positioned as a copy of the Turtles, I think, weren't they? I don't know if that's being a bit cruel or not. I don't know if my N64 answers were disappointing, but I'm only going to be honest. Wow, this game is famous for being brutal. Oh, it's flicky as heck. I'm not sure what the hype's about. This doesn't feel very good. That was a good graphical effect. I figured so. But you say because I had a Mega Drive, you know, Genesis. Why in the heck would I get an NES? By that point, there's, I wouldn't have even considered it because the NESs didn't sell well here anyway. Oh, I don't think this is very responsive. Because I need to be quite forgiving. It is an 8-bit game. That weapon. This is a mixed bag, because sort of aspects about this game are almost 16-bit, then other aspects are really poor. Like that's a great graphical effect. No, Spectrum games weren't flickery. But they never had this kind of a colour palette. This colour palette would have been like quite exciting to me. Although once I got late 80s, I started getting my hands on Master System games, and the Master System was, no disrespect, technically far superior. And the library over here of the Master System was quite comprehensive. It wasn't skimp. Like I know the American library of the Master System was not exactly the best, but Nintendo had no kind of a monopoly over here. So Sega banged out games. We used to have Sega TV commercials. Do me a favour, plug me into a Sega. And it was this kind of TV talking in this voice like, do me a favour, plug me into a Sega. I was like, wow, look at these graphics. The Master System was, in some respects, an 8-bit, 16-bit hybrid. It had some, like I think it had a 16-bit address bus or something. So it was sort of, it was like a bit like the Turbo Graphics. It dipped its toes in the 16-bit world. The sound on the Master System was nowhere near as good as 16-bit, but the graphics sometimes, yeah, they touched on 16-bit quality. Sometimes. Oh god, that's... I wouldn't play this myself for my own pleasure and my own leisure time. This is all right. I admire some of its. What the heck's going on? Is that me? Yeah. Oh, that's what I do. Nice software sprite scaling. Look at that. Boom. This game is like a technical masterpiece in some areas, but it's not as smoothly playable as it should be. Yeah. Yeah, I got there in the end. Yeah, I had many great hours on the Master System. I sort of rooted for it. So let's give the sequel a try. I think after today I'll be done with this collection for now, unless anybody wants me on it. 1 to 4 players, no wonder you love this game. (1992). Okay. I don't want to put my name in, I just want to play it. I assume I'm the red one. This is quite nice, isn't it? Reminds me of a bit like Rock and Roll Racing, also a bit like Micro Machines. Yeah. I keep forgetting who I am. Oh, I'm the red one. What I used to do sometimes is when I used to play with my good friend Doom on the PlayStation 1 in link-up mode doing the campaign cooperatively, I used to often shoot him and kill him by accident. And then all the guns and stuff he'd collect would be gone forever. It was unlike modern games, there was no hand-holding, the stuff would disappear, you'd lose it, or you couldn't pick it up off the corpse. So he'd have like, oh, out first. He'd have like 45 minutes to 2 hours worth of guns and ammo and special equipment off him, and he'd be stocked with a pistol, which in the later levels means you're basically dead. You know, your cannon fodder. And he'd turn around and the look he'd give me, I used to think, oh my god, I bet he thinks I did it on purpose. Which I never did. I'm not spiteful like that. Friendly fire is funny, really. I miss couch co-op gaming, as they call it nowadays. We just called it multiplayer gaming, didn't we? It's a fast game for the NES's modest processing power. I prefer this to the first one. I mean, you know, all the flickery stuff's nasty, but I can live with it. It's unforgiving now. Oh, look how slow I am when I'm in stock. Maybe the victory I got was a look. Good luck. Ah well. It's also quick, I like that. The races are quick. I don't mind losing. I know I suck. Too many controls. Do it. Guns? I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I just want to do the race. Why am I pointing that way for? Oh, it's not me, that's why. If they're going... Oh yes, this is like Rock and Roll Racing now. Or Rock and Roll Racing is like this, because this predates it, I'd imagine. If I can't win through skill, I'll win through firearms. I'm actually doing worse, because I'm concentrating on the firearms. Out of the way, Peg. Oh, that didn't do much good, did it? Yeah, looks like that one when I won at the start, it was pure luck. I'm just taking my time. Last place, just relaxing, having a nice little drive. Yeah, I've got to be careful what comes out of my mouth. That's one reason why I didn't want to stream. Yeah, I love Willows big time. I didn't want to stream because I've got well, basically I've got mild Asperger's, so I've got problems with being impulsive. So it's not. I'm not saying it's the same, but it's a sort of like Tourette's where I'm not entirely accountable for everything that comes out of my mouth. So you can imagine I was pretty darn weary about streaming because I could say something that doesn't necessarily represent my values or beliefs, but it'll just come out in a moment of excitement, and it's quite scary actually. Because I know how easy in this format you get destroyed. I suppose getting destroyed while I'm a small YouTuber is more better to get out of the way than when if I got big or something. But so many things nowadays are offensive, and I can't keep up with it because I never mean to be offensive. So I don't want to be burned as a witch. Battletoads Arcade. Yeah, Willow's awesome. 1 to 3 players. Oh, is it like a beat 'em up? This looks more like the SNES. Or is it an arcade game? £136 or £5. He's done his exercises. Look at that great epic space battle in the back. This must at the very least be the SNES, if not the arcade. Free play probably shows it's arcade. Oh yes, it must be the arcade. Even the SNES would have struggled with that. It's like an upmarket version of what they do in Turtles in Time. That's beautiful. Doesn't even go pixelated. It can't be a SNES. Normally it goes pixelated when we do that. Like something from Star Wars back there. Nice. Oh. Ouch. All right. Wow. Yeah. This isn't, yeah. It's impressive in some respects. It doesn't control very well. It's not the tightest controls. It's not as good controls as some of the more classic side-scrolling beat-em-ups. It looks nice. It has some nice features though. I'd rather play Streets of Rage 2 any day, put it that way. And Turtles in Time, and even Golden Axe. That's another thing. When I get my new solution for gaming, we can do the arcade games. We can play Golden Axe in its arcade shape. Ooh. Or if we're really sadistic, Altered Beast, rise from your grave. Yeah, this is not. You and me, bub. Perfect. I like throwing them at the screen because they're gone forever then. Nice cartoony. I hate these guys. Their weapons are so dangerous. I don't know if I said it yesterday, but I can't remember because I do repeat myself sometimes, but I ordered myself a new laptop yesterday, finally. That should come through by early next week. That's going to help me. This laptop's a bit long in the tooth. Like me. Wow. Ouch. I want to take the ball by the horns. He did it to me, threw me at the screen, man. Yeah, he likes it. Yeah. When we got our first Mega Drive at Altered Beast, and you know what? Contrary to what people think, like, I'm sure you know, but a lot of people think, it blew my mind. It was like so close to the arcade. A lot of people who watch retrospective stuff, who weren't there in the times, don't realise that often the context of actually being there was very different to somebody's video. It wasn't a joke, it wasn't terrible, it weren't awful graphics. When it came out, it was beautiful, weren't it? At least from our point of view. It just hasn't aged great. But it was a fairly faithful arcade port, really. It was 85–95% of the arcade was there. Won't do too much more on this one because it's a lot of effort. I'm glad they included this though, because it's cool having arcade games at home. He's annoying. Stay still. Are you having a laugh? Finally, that was not good. Okay, I can't intercept. Man. Continue. Yes, I'll beat this guy, then I'll call it a day on this game. I'll see what's down here quickly. Why is it pushing me away? I get a lot of satisfaction beating them snowmen up. They're annoying. It pushes you away from him. That's so stupid. Oh, it's the ice. What's he doing over there? I think there's a bit of input delay or something. There we go. I'm not a good enough player at games to not have anything other than tight controls. I'm too sensitive to input lag and things as well, and I know that's inherent in all modern consoles. It's a normal thing because there's rubbish LCD TVs we get nowadays. They condas with LCD TVs. They're not superior to CRT. They're inferior in every single way other than they're flat. Okay. Got to admit it. Other than appreciating it historically, I'm not a huge fan of that. Okay. Played that abomination yesterday. Last torch, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to remember that. When it's, you know, later in the year when it's Christmas time. Perfect Dark. I dabbled with that. I think it was a GameCube game, was it? Remember now. I get the feeling I won't be very good at it, but what's new? 2000, 1 to 4 players. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. This is the Xbox 360 version of the game. Oh, so at least it will look pretty nice then. How much value is in this compilation? I paid a couple of pounds for it. Well, I paid nothing for it. Let's see if this game is up to snuff, or if I'm up to snuff. I will certainly say making Sonic the Packing game saved it. Yeah. CRT technology, I mean, it is. I'm a big CRT person. If I'd have gone back in time, I'd have bought the best CRT I could have afforded. Probably got a couple of them spare in the back room, and just had that and never ever gone onto flat screen. We were conned because there was nothing in them for retro gaming. They were just abandoned it. And my God, when you plug a retro games console natively into an LCD TV, does it look rubbish or what? And it's got all that horrible input lag. It isn't scaled correctly. No. Only now, in the last couple of years, have we had solutions that kind of solve the problem.
Why the big hurry?
If Dr. Carlo is not extracted tonight, data time will put it.
People who think it's just an old person's fad. You got like a proper retro console and plugged it into straight into an LCD TV, then plug a CRT and put it next to it, they're both running. They know the difference. Oh, okay, it's an N64 game, was it?
What's the target?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I didn't play the N64 very much. I think that other fellow was a bit let down with me, but I'm never going to lie and go, yeah, I played it all, I've done it all. I'm never going to lie, I'll be honest, because when you've got more people talking to you and people start remembering the things you say, if you've lied to fit in, it comes back on you. I'd rather, you know, show that I'm learning as I'm going along as well, because with so many consoles and games over the years, obviously I've not played them all, or not played them all very much. In terms of retro gaming, I was mainly Sega and Specky, and then there was bits and bobs in the middle. Super Nintendo I had quite a lot of fun on as well. N64 I never touched much. I wasn't impressed with it, to be honest, as much as everybody else was. I mean, okay, I enjoyed the classics like GoldenEye and stuff and Super Mario 64, but over here at least, PlayStation games were a lot cheaper. And with all that lovely FMV and all that technology and all the great times on the PlayStation 1 and all the stuff on it, I just got consumed with it. Yeah, they didn't look pixelated, and a lot of people now consider pixelation to be the best look. But as you say, our CRT games weren't pixelated. That's the point. And also, I liked how you could plug in a composite straight into a CRT. Beautiful. Put composite into your LCD TV. Oh my god, what a smudged, blurred mess. Atrocious. I mean, we were lucky over here. One thing we definitely had over here that was better than the USA was, because of our SCART technology, RGB wasn't anything special here. Many of our CRTs were RGB already straight out the box. I know you guys, you had S-Video as your premium, and then eventually it was component, wasn't it? And then obviously HDMI came out, but yeah, we were quite lucky to have RGB picture quality as a standard feature. It helps to make up for the PAL standard being 50 Hz, doesn't it? Well, because we lost out there instead. What we needed was 60 Hz and RGB, the USA and the UK, and we'd be living the dream together, wouldn't we? What am I doing? Yeah. Thing was, I was a young man, I was working, I had so much money, only so much money and only so much time, so I picked my PlayStation 1 as my winning horse, and then I was getting games like the Tekken games, great ports of Command & Conquer games, Diablo 1, Resident Evil as you mentioned, so I was getting all these great ports and all these great next-gen features, and the games were often going in onto Platinum and being dirt cheap, like £10. So the N64 games here were inflated in price. We had like a cartridge tax on them or something. It wasn't called that, but that was the result because of the cartridge. So why would I pay £20 more for what was deemed an inferior game with no FMV and stuff and stripped down features? The N64 had quite a bad rep here. It was just games like, say, Mario and GoldenEye. Yeah, people rated Mario Kart, people raved about them, but there wasn't... And when the RPGs, like back then I loved RPGs, and the N64's RPG showing was pitiful. Oh, you know, I was lost on, like, Final Fantasy and stuff. Awesome. Yeah, I respect that. I mean, my friend showed me the N64 first of all, and I was impressed. But not enough to, you know, when you're young and you sort of get into something, and I was quite obsessed with PlayStation. But I'm not a PlayStation person now. I like all stuff. It was just time and money, really. Yeah, and RPGs back then was my my favourite genre. Final Fantasy VII, like, emotionally affected me. It did. So much that I had to give it up. This is nice. I know it's the Xbox 360's enhanced it. Bet this is good cooperatively. Gives me Fifth Element vibes. Mr. Anderson. Too dark, man.
Hey.
Your death was inevitable the moment you seen me. This is interesting. How can I get lost? Yeah, that was something else. Doom on the PlayStation 1 cooperatively. Oh, did I just turn the lights out like an idiot? I can't see a thing now. That is really not a great game feature, turning the lights out.
Come here.
Oh, it work. It work. Hmm. Excellent. Whoa. Who's done that? Yeah. Have they? I wonder. Have they continued this series, or is it dead now?
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Help! He's got a gun!
You won't shoot me, foolish child. Don't you know who I am?
Stay still. I'm trying to kill you.
Let's see how you do.
Hack the laptop. I take it I shouldn't have killed her. Ah well. There's always collateral in a mission, isn't there? Abort mission. I'm not aborting. Yeah, I don't. My exposure to newer games is limited. I mean, I get them with my points, but I don't exactly pay attention. Since I've had this streaming in this channel, I've started actually touching my library of games. Before then, I was just sticking to my retro games.
We've got a contact.
What the heck? Who's shooting at me? Yeah, the Switch has been really blessed with some great older games, hasn't it? I had no interest in a Switch until I seen some of the older games, and now I'm keeping my eye out for a bargain because, you know, it's got quite a lot of the PlayStation 1 RPGs and stuff. Most impressive. Is Animal Crossing your guilty pleasure? Ah, let me in. I want to bring peace. This is... This is fun. I'm probably playing it completely stupidly, but... I must have good sound insulation in this building because everyone just relaxes till I come in the room, even though I'm murdering everybody.
There's someone here.
Yeah, Animal Crossing is a series I've not put much time into, but I can certainly see the appeal. I'm scared I'll get addicted to it. When you've got an addictive personality, you have to be careful with what you know. I could lose hundreds of hours into a game and then, you know, shirk my responsibilities and stuff. So I pick my poison with games. Probably sounds stupid, but we are what we are, aren't we? I'm lost. Okay, the corpse there, so I don't know that one. It certainly had a lot of love. That's good, smashing the glass. Yeah, nice to have some escapism during this rubbish stuff that's going on in the world. It sucks. I've enjoyed my hobbies to help that. Seen a lot. Been exposed to quite a bit of it as well, so you know, events of it and people with it and stuff, so I've been glad to have any escapism. This place needs to get higher trained staff. A bunch of weaklings.
Target sighted.
He was tough. Now what? Where shall I go now? I think I've made a mockery of this game, haven't I? I've been here already. Oh. Enjoy the killing people, but I don't like the thinking. Hey. Wow. If you can jump from the window. Oh wow, I destroyed it. No achievement for that. You think it would attract something? Yeah, I felt a bit like it actually. I felt a little bit invincible. Is that a secret door? Oh, it's a wall. If only I had a sense of direction. When I used to play Doom a lot with my friend, I used to let him do all the navigating. I was just the muscle. Was a bulletproof computer. Very impressive. Yeah, I'm good at killing people, but I'm not very good at finding my way around places. That don't sound very good, does it? I shouldn't put that on my resume. Ah, fresh blood. Oh man. Yes, this game is, yeah. I respect the game's place in history and its technical prowess, because it's quite a pretty game for what it is, but it's perhaps a wee bit wasted on me. I need instant gratification. I need to just be shooting people, like the Terminator, just going around going bang, 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 bang. I don't need to be learning vast labyrinths. Why, this is way better cooperative. I've got someone to handhold me. I could spend the rest of my life just wandering these corridors. I bet this is a complete circle I've just done. See? Objectives have failed. Abort mission. Abort! 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 Failed. So I'm just wasting my time basically. Ah well, I've taken a lot of people down with me. This place has got a terrible security response time. This was my installation. I'd expect a full military force in here by now. I will end this Oh, you can't jump through. Well, I think I am going to leave it at that. It's been over an hour now, hasn't it? I'll turn in this game. I think we've done the whole lot now. I'll just check we've done the whole lot on here. Maybe there's one more. Yes, I'm happy to give up the mission because I stink at the game. No, I don't want to retry. I want to get out this darn game. Daily Game Pass. I like the game. With some more time and perseverance, I could probably enjoy it a lot. Now what's the game doing? Yes. See, it's 5 o'clock. It's gone 5 o'clock PM here. So, you know, starts getting near time for a meal. I never did play Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yeah. If Crazy Carranza ever returns, I'll play Conker's Bad Fur Day for him. I gave him my word, didn't I? There's a few more games actually. I'm after a part 4. God help me. Yes. If he returns, we'll put that on. Yes. I remember when I was, you know, teenager and all that. I could play. Yeah. I would like a break from it, to be honest. When I was a teenager, I could game for 16 hours in a row if I had time off. Now I do an hour and I'm ready for a sleep. All good fun. I suppose though, I'm not gorging myself on stimulants like pizza and Coca-Cola and sweets and other things. You know, I'm not full of sugar and caffeine, and that probably, you know, that perhaps helped when I was younger as well. Yes, perhaps tomorrow we could play something different. And when my Super Console X gets here, I can perhaps give people more of their demands in, because I think people get disappointed when I can't do it. Yes, go get your beauty sleep. Mine's a lost cause. So, I suppose in a few hours I'll go to bed anyway. Well, if you can do that, that's great, isn't it? I would if my life's not as busy as it was, because I don't know what they call it in the USA, but I'm on what they call furlough, where I've got several jobs, and 3 of my jobs I can't go and do. So I only do 1 job, so I'm only working 14 hours a week in employment right now. So I've got a lot more free time than I had. So that's part of the reason why I've managed to build my YouTube and my Instagram up, because I'm not working as much. I thought I'd use the time well, so I don't blame you if you can do that. And we're all in different situations, aren't we? Some of us have got health problems, some of us are more chilled out, some of us are financially set for life. So, you know, if I could ever make a living online, I would leave all my jobs and just do something like this all the time. Ah. Well, if it works for you. Ah. The saying we have here is different horses for different courses. You know, if your lifestyle suits your situation, it's great. I don't judge people, because I've been judged myself, so it's not nice. I don't have a great job or anything. I'm intelligent, but I'm not academic, and I'm not particularly ambitious. So I do a mundane job. I just go and do it, and then when I've used the time to try and do this, to try and, you know, reinvent myself a little bit, but it's a difficult process. I think as long as we're not hurting anybody, and we're just doing what's right for us, I think it's all right. You're obviously intelligent and know a lot about games and stuff. And I'd stay in bed late every day if I could. I'm an insomniac, so when I can sleep, I grab it. I've always been one. Besides, it's why your ancestors conquered the Wild West, so you could all, so their descendants can have better lives. Yes, see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a great time in bed sleeping. I don't blame you. And thank you to everybody who's watched this and everybody who's going to watch this. It's much appreciated. I hope it's reasonably entertaining. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. But we will do something different unless Crazy Karanza on and demands Conker's Bad Fur Day, because I owe it to him. Other than that, this will be a change. So I hope everybody has a fantastic day. I'll see you all. This is Retrobeard signing off. Cheers. Bye for now. Oh, and if you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell, leave me a comment and all that other stuff. I appreciate it very much. It all helps to keep the channel growing.